Hey, what's up, folks? How's it going? This is Avijit here, and welcome to Devops Challenge Hub. So let's start with today's interview question. So today's interview question is, how does Jenkins CI/CD map to AWS Code Services? So let's first go through AWS Code Services. What are the components are there in AWS to manage CI/CD? Then we'll compare both Jenkins and AWS Code Services. So first we have code commit, but like last year onward, code commit is deprecated. So if you already have repositories in code commit, you'll be able to create repo. But for the new account, you won't be able to create code commit. So they are asking people to move to Git-based version control, like GitHub, Bitbucket, etc. So for the sake of completeness, we'll still keep code commit. Then code commit is Git-based source control, secure, scalable, fully managed Git repo, store application source code, trigger CI/CD on push. Once developer push the source code, it triggers CI/CD pipeline. It can trigger that. Then we have code build. Code build is for build and test automation. So once you check out the code, you need to build it somewhere, right? You need to build, compile, want to run some test, run some security scan. So that you can do using code build. It compiles code, run unit test, produce build artifacts using build spec.yml. Then we had code deploy. It automate application deployment. So you can deploy on EC2, ECS, Lambda, and there are like different types of deployment like in place and blue-green deployments. So you can deploy a new version to EC2 instance or ECS or Lambda, etc. Then we have code pipeline. Code pipeline orchestrates everything. So code commit, after code commit, it will be like it after checking out the code from the code commit, it will start that code build and then code deploy. So this orchestration running one after another, right, continuously, like one after another. So that's the code pipeline. That's the end-to-end CI/CD pipeline across code commit, code build, and code deploy. Automate the flow from source to build to test and deploy. Integrates all services. So now let's see how it compares with maps with Jenkins. So we have one more thing, AWS Code Artifacts. It's a fully managed artifacts repository service, stores and shares build artifacts like packages and dependencies, supports NPM, PyPI, and Maven, NuGet, and many more. So let's see in the AWS dashboard. Here we have code commit, so we can create a repo, etc. But as I said, for new user, it's not possible. If you already have a repo created, then you will be able to create the repo. But it's not allowing to create repo for the new user. So they have duplicated it. Then we have artifacts, code artifacts. Then we have code build, code deploy, and finally code pipeline. So they are the CI/CD related options we have. So AWS artifacts it's a full where you keep all your artifacts, build artifacts. Okay, now how it compares with Jenkins. So in Jenkins, we use external Git, like GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket for source control. In AWS, like we were using AWS Code Commit. Now it's same like Jenkins. Now, for the new user, it will be GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, etc. Build a unit. Jenkins have different build tools like Maven, Gradle, NPM, etc. It run by Jenkins jobs. And in AWS, it's run by AWS Code Build. Fully managed build service is there. Uses build spec.yml, similar to Jenkins file to run build, test, and package and code. So Jenkins, like you need to have master slave, and then on the worker machine on the Jenkins, like you'll be building it. Like you have the master Jenkins, then you have one Jenkins for maybe building package for Mac, one for building package and test for Windows, another for Linux. Different machines are there, but here AWS Code Build, you can just launch a Docker image or already pre-built Docker images are available. Here, artifact storage, it's stored in Jenkins workspace. It can be stored third-party Nexus, Artifactory. Here, it's AWS S3. zip, or you can put it into S3. Docker images can go to ECR. It can also go to Docker Hub. Same like here. Here also it can go to Docker Hub. You can also put it into ECR S3 if you want. So it's same. And there are different plugins. You can easily use those plugins, or you can run from the command line and push it to S3 bucket or ECR. And here we also have CWS, AWS uh, AWS artifacts. Then deployment is done through custom script, and there are plugins for ECA, EC2, Lambda, etc. So its deployment is done by running, executing those scripts. And here deployment is done through AWS Code Deploy. The automatic deployment to ECS, Lambda, ECS, handle rollback, health checks, Blueprint, interest strategies. These are the options available. Pipeline orchestration done through Jenkins, Groovy, Script, Freestyle UI-based pipeline. And here AWS Code Pipeline, services trying all stages. So AWS Code Pipeline is the equivalent of Jenkins pipeline orchestration. And it's a fully visual and event-driven. Now let's go to the quiz section. In Jenkins, a job refers to a build process. What is the equivalent in AWS Code Pipeline? So in Code Pipeline, it's a pipeline. In Jenkins, job refers to a build process. In Code Pipeline, it's a pipeline. Jenkins pipelines are defined using a Jenkins file. What is the AWS equivalent used to define build steps? So build steps are defined using build spec.yml. In Jenkins, credentials are stored in credential manager. What is the AWS equivalent? AWS credentials are stored in AWS secret manager. So that's it for today. Hope you like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I also organize quiz daily and organize contest. You can participate in that on my LinkedIn page, Devops Telegram, and you can also follow my WhatsApp channel, Devops Telegram. I post updates regularly there. Thank you for watching this video. See you again in the next video.